I'm George Flinn, and you're watching InDepth TV, and today we're going to have sort of an informal chat. And the topic is going to be about you and the things you try to do, the things you try to be, the things you try to take care of, your family, yourself, your church, your house, your neighbors, all the things that you do. First thing I want you to do is, just like in the airplane, they say, in case of emergency, an oxygen mask will come down, and put on your mask first and then help someone else. Because if your mask is not on first, if you haven't taken care of yourself first, how can you help other people? So what I'm saying is, take care of yourself first. And I mean, eat right, yes, maintain your ideal weight, sleep enough, and it's been shown that sleep really helps. It helps anti-aging. In other words, you don't age as much if you sleep more. It helps most everything. It helps your mood. It helps your general disposition. So get plenty of sleep. So we're talking about eating, sleeping, and of course, the E word, exercise. You got to do some exercise. Keep your body limber. Keep it moving. Your body was made to move. It wasn't made to sit. And so many people these days sit in front of a TV. Now, you can sit in front of this program, but right after it, I want you to get out and move a little bit. Now, I don't mean run around till you're out of breath. I'm talking about just get up and move. A 10-minute walk. You're going somewhere. Then you don't have to run. Just keep your body moving and keep it limber. So those are the 3 things you can do for your physical body. But then, what about your mental self? What are you carrying there? What kind of weight are you carrying on yourself? Have you done some things in the past that you'd rather you hadn't done? You've got the judgment now. You've had a lot of experiences in life. You've got the best judgment you can have now. It may even be better in the future. But you've got what you've got right now. And so, would you have made those same judgments previously? And you say, well, maybe, maybe not. But now that you know the outcome of what's happened, maybe you wouldn't have done certain things in life. And you hold it against yourself every day. Every day. You say, I could have done better. Well, you might have. But today, right now, saying you could have done better yesterday doesn't bring back yesterday, so you can do better yesterday. You're here right now. Now, you can declare to do better tomorrow, but actually, you can't do better tomorrow. You can't do better yesterday. You can only do better today, right now. And if you do better today and tomorrow, and you do that 7 days in a row, you've done better for a week. Then you do that 52 times in a row, you've done better for a year. So we're saying that you need to take care of yourself emotionally, mentally. Okay, you made some mistakes in the past. What can you do about them? Can you, keep beating yourself up? Some people do, and you're welcome to do that. It's your choice. But you don't have to. What you do is you take care of yourself. Remember, we're going to take care of ourselves first so we can help other people. If you've done something bad, you've wronged someone, you've stolen something, you've lied about something, you've cheated about something, what do? Well, the first thing you do is you recognize it. No excuses. You recognize it and you say, I did this. It was wrong. I can rationalize it that was right, but it still doesn't make it right. So I can tell myself, I would have done something different. It doesn't make it different. You know it's wrong. And so what you do is recognize that whatever it was incorrect. Bad choice. And then, if you can possibly make any kind of apology, restitution, or just go to the person and say, or if people, group, say, man, I did a bad thing. And I would never do it again today. And I'm so sorry. And express genuine regret/remorse. And they can either accept your apology and give you forgiveness, or they can reject your apology and say, I'll never forgive you. That is on them. Once you've done your part, you have no control over them. If they don't accept it, if they say, I'll never forgive you, believe them. Never go to them again and go through the same process. Never. You don't have to. You're free of it. You have attempted. Now, if they do accept your apology and you are restored to a better relationship with them or that group, then fine. But if they, remember, that's everyone's big fear. They won't accept it. They won't understand. They won't, and don't make any excuses, by the way. Just say, I was wrong. Not I was wrong because. Just say, I was wrong. I did this. You didn't deserve to be treated that way. And I hope you'll accept my apology. Now, most people, let's say 90% of people will accept it. What about those 10% that don't accept it? Well, that's, like we said, that's on them. Then they can hold a grudge for as long as they want. But you have freed yourself. You've taken care of you. You've done everything in your power to, like, if you borrowed $100 from them and didn't pay them back, you give them the $100 back. And they say, oh, I don't need it. You just give it to them. And they say, oh, I'm not going to accept it. You say, well, give me a charity and I'll give it to that charity. And they can't stop you from doing it. But you have freed yourself of this guilt, this shame, this deep-seated almost anger. And once you've freed yourself of it, this is the tricky part. Never bring it up again to yourself. Never bring it up again. And if you do, if you fall into your old habits, look up, say, cancel, cancel. That is gone. Because it'll try to come back a time or two maybe. But don't let it back in. Don't let that guilt, shame, anger live rent-free in your head. It doesn't belong there. You have done everything you can. You can't wind back the clock of time. You can't do it. So accept the fact that you have done everything you can do for the forgiveness. Then forgive yourself. That's the trick. Forgive yourself and know that you are totally clean of that. You've paid your debt. You have done everything you can do. And from this day forward, you will operate in a better fashion. Maybe a better fashion, maybe you can do a favor for that person. Or maybe if they don't want to have anything to do with it, stay away from them. Listen to them. If they say, don't ever bother me again, don't bother them. They really meant it. It wasn't a test to see if you were going to persist. They really meant it. So leave them alone. That's the way to forgive yourself, because you've done everything you can do. Can't do anything more. Now, of course, these things build up. You may make an error today. So the key to it, when you first realize the error, and that's part of it. Remember, we talked about that's realization. If you make an error and you realize it, immediately write them a note, whoever you offended or whatever happened, write them a note, make restitution, ask for forgiveness, call them on the phone. If the event is too raw, too close to the time that it happened, but immediately do something to take away that negative feeling, that negative emotion that you have on yourself. The person may not even notice that something happened. They say, oh, I didn't even notice you did that. But what you've done is you've freed your own self. You've taken care of yourself so that you can take care of others. Once you have done all of this, you start from this point in life. Remember, we can't go back. Yesterday is a canceled check. Tomorrow is a promissory note, which you may or may not get to cash. Today is the only real tender of time that you have. So you have that time. And you make sure that that time is well spent doing the best that you can do with the information that you have to make the decisions and take the actions that of the person that you want to be. Now, you may not be that person yet, but if you take those actions of the person that you want to be, you will grow into that person. I didn't say it was an instant thing. It's not like flipping on a light switch. You will grow into that person that you always have wanted to be. You'll be a good example for your kids or someone else's kids or someone else, a group. They'll say, man, they used to act like this and now they do this. What a change. What's happened to them? And people will come up to you and say, what happened? And you don't need to mention that you saw this program. As a matter of fact, don't mention that you saw this program. They'll say, what happened? And you say, I had a change of heart. I started thinking about things and they weren't going exactly the way I wanted them to go, so I changed the way I act. And the way you act will change your heart also. Your heart changing will change the way you act. So they interact with each other. I just wanted you to know this so that you can take care of yourself first and get rid of all of that guilt, shame, fear, and doubt, and carry on with the good things that I know you're capable of doing. I'm Dr. George Flinn. You've been watching InDepth TV. I appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you next time.